Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a nice day. Happy Tuesday. So, today we're going to start with a new lesson, which is a successful CV. We're going to take vocabulary, grammar, and then the listening. Then we're going to talk about the writing on page 39. Okay, so let's get started. Bismillah. Now, in the title, a successful CV, which means what? Successful means a good one, and a successful CV is not a word, it's just two letters that stand for curriculum vitae. And curriculum vitae, which means this paper, the paper that you give that talks about yourself. Okay, now in your book you have lexical sets, you have this table, and you're going to answer truly about yourself, whether it's yes or no. Now, if you see those questions are for people who has worked before, people who has finished, I think, secondary school and maybe the university. Okay, so to make it more fun, I need you to imagine yourself after 7 years. Okay, now, did you imagine yourself after 7 years? What you have done in those 7 years, just make them in your mind and try to answer the questions. Okay, so let's start. After 7 years, do you have a university degree? You're going to answer yes or no. University degree means that you have finished the university. Okay, the second question. Do you have previous work experience? Which means that did you work before? Because maybe if you want to apply this CV to any company, they will call the place that you or the company that you worked in before to ask them about you. Okay, the third question. Are you fluent in more than one language? Like, can you speak French, for example? Can you speak more than one language? And what are those languages? Okay, you have to speak the truth, because if we didn't say that you are fluent in French, for example, it's not good. They will ask you in French and then you will not answer. So fluent means that you're good in speaking this language, not only knowing few words. Okay, and then you have, are you computer literate, which means are you good in using the computer? And then, do you have good people skills? Like, do you have communication skills with the people, with other people? They will ask you this question. And also, answer this question in your book, imagining that this is you after 7 years. Can you work overtime? Now, sometimes when you go to this company, they say that your work is from 7 until 2. But they will ask you this in the job interview, because maybe some days they need you to work overtime. So they will ask you this to see if you are okay with this. So you're going to answer about yourself after 7 years. Is it yes or no? Do you want a full-time job? Now, if you know before, according to the time, we have two types of jobs, whether it's full-time or part-time. Part-time usually is not more than 5 hours, but full-time is more than that. So what is about you? Do you want part-time or a full-time? Okay, easy. Now, after you finish, we're going to start with the grammar. The grammar is a very nice thing, but before that, let's talk about this phrase, I love myself. You have to say that to yourself every day, because if you didn't love yourself first, you will not be able to love others. Okay? So, love yourself. Okay. Now, if I ask you about the word myself, or sorry, it's not a word, it's a pronoun. Okay? It's a pronoun. Also, I is a pronoun, and they are related to each other. Now let's see. We're going to take the reflexive pronouns. As you can see here, Ted taught himself English. Mr. Abdullah taught him English, for example. Okay. Okay, so the reflexive pronouns, in order to understand them, you need to remind yourself of the subject pronouns. Subject pronouns are those pronouns, and in each pronoun, you're going to have a reflexive pronoun that's reflects it or mean it. For example, we have I, myself, you, yourself. You here we mean the singular because we're going to have you, the plural, yourselves, he, himself, she, herself, it, itself, and the other. But just pay attention when we talk about plural, we, you, the plural, and they, the spelling is different, and I need you to pay attention to that because in the exam I'm going to pay attention to the spelling. If you have to write ourselves, you have to write it like this. Don't ever finish it with F. It should be written in this spelling. Okay? Now also another thing I needed to pay attention to is that, for example, so here, sometimes, for example, I will say um, the students play by. What you're going to choose? Is it himself, herself, or themselves? Yes, it's going to be themselves. Why? Because the students here is what? Is a plural. That's why I need to choose themselves. Also another thing, sometimes I will say, for example, Saja. Saja cooks by. So you need to remind yourself that Saja is a girl, so I'm going to choose the correct reflexive pronoun of her, which is herself. Okay? I needed to pay attention because not every time I'm going to say she cooks by herself. No. Sometimes I will use names instead of she, girls' names, and sometimes I will choose boys' names. So you need, and of course in the exam, if I'm going to use them, I'm going to make them very clear that this is a girl's name or this is a boy's name. Okay? But I needed to pay attention to that and also to pay attention to the plural, the S, the plural S. Okay? Okay. So I think it's very easy. Now, we're going to move on to, also in the same grammar, you have one and ones. Now this is, I use this grammar to repeat the already mentioned noun. Sometimes I say something, I don't have to say it again. Read the example. The black jacket is nice, but I like the blue one. Can you see the bold words here? Instead of saying the black jacket is nice, but I like the blue jacket. No, I already mentioned the jacket, so I'm going to use the word one. I have one or ones. Clearly, I use one with what? Singular or plural? Yes, I use it with the singular, while ones I use it with the plural. So, I think these gloves are horrible. I prefer the red ones. Why I didn't choose one? Because I have gloves and gloves are plural. So in this grammar, you just need to pay attention to the already mentioned word and see, is this word singular or plural? Easy? Very easy, I think. Okay. Now, we have the practice. Now, I need you please, please, please to stop the video and try to answer by yourself. Okay? Now, just let me tell you how you're going to answer. You're going to have those verbs in the books, but you're not going just to put them there. You have to put them in the blanks and also follow them with a reflexive pronoun. I will do number one as an example. Anne felt ill, so she some tea. So she Made, it's she. What is the correct reflexive pronoun of she? Yes, made herself some tea. Anne felt ill, so she made herself some tea. So you're going to use with the others. You're going to use the verb and then follow it with the correct reflexive pronoun. Stop the video and then answer. Okay? Okay, so now let's see the other ones. We're done with made. Be careful, you will. Now you're going to check your answers, Ola. Be careful, you will with that knife. So it's a knife. Of course, I will have to be careful because I will cut. Here, be careful, you will cut. What is the correct reflexive pronoun of you? Yourself, with the F, not with the V, with the F. Why? You will cut. Oh no, sorry. Be careful, you will cut. So here I think it's because we don't know if it's singular or plural, so maybe it will be it could be yourself with the F or yourselves, the plural one. Okay. Okay, now move on. Did you in the mirror today? So did you look at? Also here we don't know. Is it yourself or yourselves? Okay. But don't worry, in the exam I will make it very clear if I'm going to use the subject pronoun you. I'm going to make it very clear that I mean the plural you or the singular you. We at the restaurant yesterday, so we enjoyed ourselves. Again, I have the subject pronoun we, so I'm going to use the reflexive pronoun which is ourselves. Okay, now also stop the video, take some time to answer. You're going just to choose whether it's one or ones. You're just going to circle. Okay, so after you stop the video, now let's check your answers. Look at those trousers. Do you know the meaning of trousers? Trousers are what? Pants. So look at those trousers. Which one or ones? Now, so he's talking about the trousers. It's going to be ones, the plural. Okay, the brown over there. So the brown one over there. Sorry, the brown ones over there. We're still talking about the trousers. And then, oh yes, they are lovely and you can wear them with a nice shirt for your job interview. Yeah, with my white. So he's talking now about what? About the shirt. With my white one. Okay. And then the new, still we're talking about that shirt. The new one, right? And then yes, how much are they? 300 riyals. Easy? I think it's very easy, 2 grammars, okay, that you're going to have in this book. Okay, now here we have the listening, but I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to send it to you with the questions. So you're going to listen and you're going to answer. It's in the electronic homework. Okay, so we're done for today. About the CV on page 39, tomorrow inshallah I'm going to tell you how you're going to write a CV. Okay, so have a nice day, and if you have a question please ask me in the website, in our Fusha website, and don't ask me on the WhatsApp, please. Okay, have a nice day.